I was really about to switch to gaming right now. But the completionist response is the worst thing ever. Karl Jobst is officially responded. We're watching it. Oh, obviously, we're watching it. We're watching
Hello,
it.
you absolute legends.
I am a
Last
legend.
month, I released 2 videos outlining charity fraud committed by the Completionist and his charity, the Open Hand Foundation. Those 2 videos can basically be summed up with 3 main allegations. 1. The Completionist committed charity fraud by making false, misleading statements about what the charity was doing in order to solicit donations. 2. The Completionist stole donations that were supposed to go to the Open Hand Foundation. And 3. The revenue generated by the golf tournament run by Gerard's family was not being sent to the Open Hand Foundation. These are extremely serious allegations, and to be clear, when I made those allegations, I was being extremely serious. I wouldn't say these types of things without having a very good reason to do so. And now, finally, after almost an entire month, the Completionist has responded, and his response is terrible. It's one of the worst videos I've ever seen. He is manipulative, he lies, he blames everyone else, he provides no relevant evidence, he misdirects, he constructs multiple strawman arguments, and best of all, he threatens legal action against me. Gerard seems to think that just saying you didn't do something means you didn't do it, regardless of whether or not you actually did. And if you say it with enough emotion, it must be true. Initially, this seemed to work, with all of his friends and sycophants exclaiming confidently on Twitter that he had done nothing wrong. And it was actually Mutahar and I that were the villains. Because you see, we aren't experts, and we don't know what we are talking about. I have to admit, when I made my previous videos, I kind of glossed over some of the evidence. I basically assumed that the fraud was so obvious I didn't need to explain. But evidently, this isn't the case. So in this video, I'm going to respond to Gerard and make it clear that he did in fact commit charity fraud. He did in fact embezzle donations, and the golf money is in fact still missing. And if he feels confident enough, or perhaps stupid enough to test my claims in court, I will happily oblige him. In this video, I'm going to break it all.
Ooh, dude. Like, man, that's the one thing that he really messed up, and his apology even more than his apology. His threat of suing them. All right, him threatening to sue is so goddamn dumb, so really dumb. Whoever is his lawyer should fire him.
Down, and I really hope you enjoy. Now a big thanks to this video's sponsor, Empires & Puzzles. Empires & Puzzles is a free-to-play RPG where you match shields of the same color during combat to launch attacks. The more shields you match, the stronger the attacks, so using your brain actually helps. And as I always say, my viewers are the most attractive and intelligent people on Earth, so I know you'll do well. There are over 450 collectible heroes based around different elements, and they all have their own special abilities which you'll need to use strategically. And back at base, you'll need to build production vehicles to gather resources, craft useful battle items, train troops, and summon more heroes. There are some awesome events happening right now. Spread some cheer with the holiday event featuring special
I'm not skipping sponsors because I'm recording.
And joyous challenges. During December, brace yourselves for the epic Altar event featuring some very unique heroes, showcasing new damage and defense types. And of course, as we bid farewell to 2023, the new year will bring in some huge updates and surprises as well. Empires & Puzzles really is a fun game and is available on iOS and Android, so use the QR code on screen or click my link in the description to download and play today. First of all, I do need to mention that on the 29th of November, the Open Hand Foundation donated $600,000 to the AFTD. This is a really good thing, and it's great the money everyone else had entrusted to Gerard over the years is finally going to good use. This is a good start, and I hope the rest of the money that the Open Hand Foundation should have received gets donated as well. The opening 5 minutes of Gerard's video isn't the worst thing in the world. He distances himself completely from the golf tournament, which is probably wise, and he seems to apologize for providing misleading statements. Except he doesn't. He apologizes if you felt that you were misled, and he apologizes for making statements that were potentially misleading. Let's listen to what he has to say.
I'm disappointed that I was not more straightforward regarding the Foundation's timeline for making donations, and that I made statements potentially implying donations were made when they had not yet been. It took too long for clear action to occur, and I apologize for all of this. But such inaction was not done for any selfish or malicious reasons. Most importantly, I want to apologize to anyone who ever donated over the years who felt they were wronged or led astray by any of this.
Gerard is trying to address my first claim, that he made misleading statements and thus committed charity fraud. Gerard does not take much responsibility or own up to this in any significant way.
Nope,
Instead,
not
he says he
really.
made claims that were potentially implying that donations were made, and that he was disappointed because he wasn't straightforward enough about the timeline. But let's look at what Gerard actually said.
My father, my brother, and I started a foundation called the Open Hand Foundation that raises money for dementia research and treatment for organizations all over the world. We're soon going to be partnering up with the Alzheimer's Association, currently working with the University of San Francisco, and we're kind of one of their main funding support partners.
This is like, oh, they're the main funding of $0. How can you make funny of a charity if you haven't like donated anything to them?
Going into all of this.
He said in 2020 that he was currently one of the main funding support partners
With
of the
$0.
University of San Francisco. This lie is so batshit insane, it's impressive. And keep in mind, the Open Hand Foundation has never given a single dollar to the University of San Francisco. This lie implies many things. It doesn't just mean they give money to the USF, it means they give so much money that it's one of their main funding support partners. It means that Gerard has to know exactly how much money the Open Hand Foundation is giving. He has to know how much money other entities are giving, and then he has to compare the two to conclude that his contributions are large enough to substantiate the use of the word main. This lie cannot happen by accident. And the funny thing about this lie is that right before it, he says they will soon be working with the Alzheimer's Association. This is funny because in this clip from 2020, he name drops two organizations that still to this day have not received a single penny. And of course, we know that Gerard was also saying he worked with organizations big and small across the entire world.
We just, every year, we try and raise as much money as possible, and then we go work with.
And this right here, this podcast was done on November 2023. November 4th, 2023, something like that.
You know, Alzheimer's Association of America,
Literally a month
University
ago.
of San Francisco, Association for FTD, which is what my mom had, FTD. So we've like worked with big and small organizations across the board.
We are raising money for dementia
With
research
zero
to
money.
honor my late mom, trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like USF, FTD Association of America.
I'm eating these mini what do you call it? Gummy bears, man. They're so goddamn good, man. Sorry.
Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
And you know, my dad has been working hard over these last, you know, I'd say last decade or so, working with so many organizations to raise money for dementia research, prevention, helping families and people who've been affected by dementia.
No
Lies,
reasonable person
lies,
can take this
lies.
any other way than by thinking that the Open Hand Foundation was giving these organizations money. Because the
Right.
simple fact is that the Open Hand Foundation doesn't do anything else. They are simply a middleman, taking money from the fans of the Completionist and moving it to a more worthwhile entity. It's literally their only job. And Gerard was always using past and current tense, not future tense. This isn't not being straightforward about the timeline, it's lying about the timeline. And not only did Gerard lie about giving money or being associated with charities, he lied about what the charity was doing. Listen to this.
We are
What?
raising money for
Oh,
dementia
right.
research and treatment, more specifically helping families and those loved ones who've been affected by early onset dementia and who are learning how their lives are going to be changing forever, what tools and what necessities they're going to need as they go forward with taking care of their loved ones.
These are very, very specific claims, and they are complete fabrications. He is lying out of his ass, and he did this constantly.
But essentially, we're raising money for dementia research and prevention, specifically for people, for families rather, who just found out that a loved one of theirs has been affected by dementia, in terms of getting the correct care, the right doctor, so on and so forth. Raising money for dementia research. We're trying to help those who are affected by Alzheimer's, all types of dementia, and beyond. Specifically, families who have just found out their
Oh
loved one
my
has
god.
dementia, and the next steps that are taken to help them transition from the shock of it all to the next steps of getting in-house care and so much more.
Gerard lied about giving money, Gerard lied about working with organizations, and Gerard lied about how the charity was helping victims of dementia, and he was using those lies to solicit donations. This is the textbook definition of charity fraud. Britannica states that charity fraud is a type of fraud that occurs when charitable organizations that solicit funds from the public for philanthropic goals, such as seeking cures for diseases, solicit donations in a deceptive manner, or use the monies that they collect for purposes not intended by the donors. I have definitively shown that Gerard was deceptive and thus have already proven he committed charity fraud. But what about using money in a way not intended by the donors? Let's investigate that claim. Now, I never used the word embezzled in any of my videos, but Gerard kept bringing it up, and he was adamant that he had not embezzled any money.
Saying that we are fraudsters, that what we are doing is illegal and constitutes charity fraud, that we are using my dead mother's name to potentially embezzle money and steal is categorically false.
Angry
If you don't
face.
know what embezzlement means, it's simple. It means theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust. With the power of math, I concluded that money from bits, subs, and merch raised by Indieland wasn't going to the Open Hand Foundation. And not only that, this means all the bits, subs, and all of that extra revenue that Gerard promised us would go to Open Hand wasn't sent over either. This is a pretty specific claim. I mean, how on earth would I know that if I was using bad math and missing information, as Gerard asserts?
And these accusations are the result of bad math and missing information.
And yet, I was correct.
Bad
And
math.
Gerard admitted this in his response.
Income from Twitch subscriptions and bits, along with merchandise, have offset some of the production costs.
Wait, she lied about that. We already know about this.
This was shocking to me. Does Gerard not understand that he is admitting to embezzlement here? To be clear, a charity using donations to cover expenses isn't illegal. It's totally normal and common. But that's not what Gerard did. Gerard lied to the public and said that this money was going to charity and that he wasn't touching any of it.
You can do bits, you can do subs, you can actually donate money. If you are more like, I want a material thing, you can do a shirt, you can do a coin, it all goes to charity, it's all great. Bits, subs, YouTube memberships, or YouTube super chats, anything that supports us is going to the foundation.
So dumb,
As a
man.
reminder, all bits and subs, including Amazon Primes, go towards the charity as well. So it's all a pass through, all going for a good cause.
Gift subs, memberships on YouTube, super chats, all that goes to the charity as well. And hey, if you want to get a t-shirt, all of the proceeds from the shirt also go to charity.
Your primes, your gift subs, your bits, donations, all go to charity. We don't take any of it.
Bits and subs on Twitch, memberships, super chats on YouTube, all goes to the cause. If you want to buy an Indieland t-shirt, you can totally do that. And for the folks who are in attendance, you can actually go buy one from the lobby, so please go do that. All the proceeds and all those things do go to charity. We don't touch any
It's
of it.
so funny when they
all
play this
bits,
stuff.
all subscriptions and all donations go directly to charity. We're taking none of it. It's all for a good.
It's like, oh wait, no, yeah, ticket production cost is not the biggest deal in the world, right? We already know this, but his wording was so bad, like he was lying just to get more donations, stuff like that.
Cause. Gift subs, memberships on YouTube, super chats, all that goes to the charity as well. And
Everything on stream today, whether you're donating bits or subs or donations towards any goals,
Oh my
via the Tiltify
God.
account, if you buy a t-shirt, anything like that, all the money goes towards dementia research. We make none of it. It all goes for the good cause.
all bits, all donations, all super chats, all YouTube memberships, basically anything that's tied to donating or subscribing in a financial way to us is going to charity. We're not touching any of it. It's all going for a good cause.
As a reminder, guys, all bits, subs, donations, Amazon Prime or Prime Gaming subs, and t-shirt sales all go to charity. So we touch none of it. It all goes for a good cause.
Where all the donations and bits subscriptions that are happening on stream today all go towards the charity. If you buy a t-shirt, if you buy our challenge coin, that also all goes to charity. All subs during this stream for the next 3 or 4 days go towards the foundation. All the money goes to the Open Hand Foundation, an organization that we started in honor of my
How
mom.
long is this
And
compilation,
all that money
dude?
goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who
How
donate
long is
money.
this
You should buy a
compilation,
t-shirt,
dude?
You should buy a t-shirt. All the proceeds go there. Bits, subs, gift subs, super chats, memberships, anything financially involved with the show goes to
dementia research.
And all the money that we are raising, whether you are giving us bits, whether you're giving us subs, whether you're buying t-shirts or pins or whatever the hell we're selling, anything and everything in between, all proceeds are going to charity. Gift subs to other people. You can buy subs for yourself. You can give bits. All of that goes to charity. You can buy a t-shirt. We have a challenge coin that can legally be considered a weapon. If you throw it, it's very heavy. All of this stuff is going to charity. Income from Twitch subscriptions and bits, along with merchandise, have offset some of the production costs.
And not only did Gerard say this many times, it was plastered on screen during the entire event for multiple years. What you need to understand is that Gerard isn't a charity. He is an individual. When you give a bit or a sub to his Twitch channel, you aren't giving money to charity.
No, I
You're
go straight
giving
to
money
him.
To Gerard. Gerard said, "Give me money in the form of bits and subs, and I will give that money to charity." He told his fans and people that look up to him, "Entrust your hard-earned money to me, and I will give all of that money to the Open Hand Foundation." But you know what happened when everyone gave Gerard their money, assuming it would go to charity? Gerard said, "Fuck you, I've changed my mind. I'm going to spend that money on something else. I'm going to spend that money on something that directly benefits myself." This is again textbook charity fraud and is the literal definition of embezzlement. Some might say, but Karl, Gerard isn't spending money on himself. He's spending money to fund Indieland.
It doesn't matter. He lied about it.
Gerard. It's his event, run by his company, streamed on his Twitch channel. Of everyone in the entire world who benefits from Indieland, it's Gerard who benefits the most. He gets the Twitch followers, he gets the media attention, he gets to mingle with game developers and celebrities, he gets all the credit. And do you really think that everyone who subscribes during Indieland instantly cancels their subscription the moment it ends? Gerard taking donations to pay for Indieland is not only him spending donations on himself, it's him paying.
I actually didn't think about that. Subscriptions still continue after the Indieland event. Wow, I actually didn't think about that. I don't know why.
Something that he directly benefits from. But besides, what he spends that money on is ultimately irrelevant. He said he would give that money to charity, but instead, he spent it. That's fraud, that's theft, and that is embezzlement. And what makes this even worse is that he would then go and lie, trying to take credit for paying for everything himself.
So for those of you guys who don't know, we had a show last year, and it went great, but it was very expensive, and TOBG covered the cost of it, but we have kind of a rule of like, we want to make sure that like, as we do charity events, that we're not costing the charity organization or really anyone outside of our awesome sponsors. The guys at FlyQuest who've been so supportive, we want to make sure that the money that we do raise actually goes to charity and is spent properly.
Gerard tries to explain why he kept the money for so many years, saying that he wanted to make a restricted donation, and he needed enough money to do that.
This is one of the big reasons as to why the donation took so long. The organization did not raise enough money to make the impact that would allow the funds to be restricted and avoid those high admin costs.
First, I need to point out what seems to be obvious to me, but hardly anyone else seems to acknowledge. Not passing along money people have entrusted to you to give to charity because you don't have enough money and you really want to make a restricted donation is completely bullshit. That is not a sufficient reason to hold funds. This is a completely unnecessary hurdle to place. If you, as an entity, already have a lot of money and you want your donation to be restricted, so be it. But if you keep other people's money and mislead people because of your grandiose vision of how you think you should impact the world, you're just a pile of garbage. At minimum, you should have asked the public first if this was okay, and the fact that you didn't shows a total disrespect for the property of others. But let's be honest, this excuse is
Like, bro, from this video, I know I just laughing. I really like giving a lot of comments or my own opinion on this, but it's like I did it for like 5 videos at this point because like I was going back and forth, see the whole information. I just make assumptions or anything like that. But damn, dude, like even the response video is getting destroyed, dude. One by 2 YouTubers, by the way. All he had to do is donate it and not make a full big like a big response. Like, we'll do better next time. I apologize. Or I'm no longer running the charity event and I'm moving forward from this or something like that. Something quick and easy and move on. But no, he ended it with, I'm gonna sue these 2 YouTubers for exposing it, which on the Ordinary Gamers, some Ordinary Gamers video, he put a voice call, which he may do too as well, is that the only reason it was donated is because the pressure of the video was created. And that gets into more questions too with his family. Why was there a fight between him and his dad? Like, that's just so weird. It's personal business stuff, but for a charity thing, like, that is so weird. So yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, Gerard, the Indieland stuff is complete done. You say he wants to continue it, but now it's a charity, so what's the point of it? I guess, right? I don't know, man. It's just like, what else can he do now at this point? And I've been waiting, like, I've been reading other people's comments, stuff like that. Like, why are the people still defending Gerard? Because I understand there's still a fan and stuff. I'm eating a lot of snackies right now. Sorry. But sometimes you gotta, like, take your own biasness to certain, like, especially the people that you like, and really start looking at it, like, logically instead of emotionally kind of thing, right? I guess. I had done that a couple times already for certain streamers, right? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's true. Like, that's kind of like weird, right? Of what they did that. And this right here, I wonder what's gonna happen next year, right? With the tax returns in 2024 or 2023, sorry. And are they gonna do an update video about, like, looking at that information? Because I mean, that I would look at the information just in case. Like, I still feel someone could possibly not full evidence. It's just because it's so weird, but the donations and stuff, that someone in his family is probably betraying him or something, or they messed up with the funds or something. I have no idea at this point, dude. It is one of the weirdest, most avoidable things I ever seen online. It could have, like, it's so dumb, dude. Sorry.
Just another lie. Remember, I emailed the Open Hand Foundation over a month ago, asking them why they haven't donated the money. Did Gerard forget that? He certainly hopes you did. Let me refresh your memory. In the official Open Hand response from Jacques, the vice president of the Open Hand Foundation, he said they hadn't donated because they didn't know who to donate to. They said they were still looking for a beneficiary and even asked me if I had suggestions. We even asked Gerard why he hadn't donated the money, and he said that he only found out recently and that it was not fucking cool that no money had been donated.
For a year.
I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet.
2022.
Made me go, that's not fucking cool. And that's when I got personally involved to move it.
So we asked multiple people from the...
So it wasn't 2021 or 2022. Which a month ago, November, he did the podcast and still talking about charity and all that. Him donating is still done.
The Open Hand Foundation, and none of them mentioned anything about waiting for a restricted donation. Now, a month later, their story has completely changed. Apparently, this was the plan all along. And you know what's really interesting? They only donated $600,000. They had more than that amount of money over a year ago in 2022. We're almost in 2024. Isn't it convenient that $600,000 is suddenly enough to be a restricted donation, when over a year ago it wasn't? This hurdle seemed to magically vanish as soon as someone discovered they hadn't donated any money. In fact, I can prove this hurdle never even existed. You can go to the AFTD website right now and choose exactly where your donation goes. You don't need to donate $600,000, and you don't even need to steal donations for 10 years to do it. And the icing on the cake is that when me and Mutaha spoke with Gerard, he outright admitted the only reason they were looking to donate now is because he was faced with the prospect of this going public. Yeah, that makes sense.
So as of now, the money, as far as your understanding, that $660,000 roughly, is still sitting in your, like, that charity account, waiting for a benefactor at the right time.
I mean, as of this week, we've been having conversations about moving it as early as today or tomorrow, just because the pressure I got from you guys. If I'm being quite honest.
All they care about is goddamn. I can't believe I forgot the name. I'm bilingual. I'm so sorry. Reputation? Reputation? I can't say the word. Goddamn, that's so stupid.
Not that I was trying to save face, but like, This
Yeah,
is
you were
a
trying to
private
save
file
face,
that I've
bro.
been dealing with for months with my family, and I even told my family, hey, this is the last Indie Land I'm ever going to do, because this is the 10th year anniversary of my mom's passing, and when I kind of found all this information out, I was very unhappy with what things were going, and
He knew this was deceptive and wrong the entire time.
I'm not trying to ask for forgiveness. I'm not trying to hide this, but what would you guys like me to do? Because I want to do right by everyone involved on my side, and I want to
Donate
resolve
it
this
and be
as quick as
honest, but it's already too
and I
late.
know I can't.
You
And
can't.
you know, you guys are some of the biggest creators in the space. When you guys will, whatever you guys will say, this is gonna follow me for the rest of my life. And I
See, he only cares about his goddamn
just want
reputation,
to
man.
be able to
So
do
dumb.
right by you guys and by my community and by my family at this point. And I just want, you know, like I literally am about to like donate all this money today and prior to that, earlier this week and the week before, and I've just been sitting here crippled trying to figure out the best way to handle this, because I felt like if I donated the money the minute you guys emailed me, it'd be a situation of, well, he's trying to hide it and he's admitting guilt by doing that.
Which he
And
is.
I never felt that way, but I understand completely that you guys could easily argue that, and it would just make me look more like a scumbag. And you know, I just want to, you know, I want to do right by you guys and what you think.
Even if
I. That's all I heard from him. I.
I survived this somehow, even if this is like, people are like, well, whatever,
So-
that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna take the passion out of what I do. I like no, people aren't gonna trust me ever again. I'm not gonna trust myself ever again, and I'm just gonna walk away from all this. Like I just, this is like me being like, great, so I'm out, not just of content creation or being an online personality. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna disappear and start over and never talk to anyone ever again.
The simple reality
See? All he cared about was himself. All this was. Oh my god, it's so avoidable! God!
is that if we had not made the videos we did, that money would still be sitting in their bank account doing nothing to fight dementia. And this leads me to what is the worst part of Gerard's video.
Let's start with the Open Hand Foundation's formation. When my mother passed away in 2013, we donated her brain and spinal cord to the same academics and doctors we worked with to further advance their research. There's a link in the description to her autopsy report that confirms.
Which I don't understand why he put that. There was no reason to do that, dude. Like, nobody's been arguing about your mother, of all people. Like, I'm just saying, like.
Her brain and spinal cord were both donated to science.
I hate to say this, but it needs to be said. The way Gerard uses his dead mother is sickening. When investigating Gerard, I had to watch clip after clip, year after year after year of him constantly bringing up his dead mother every single chance he gets. He uses her to try and gain sympathy, he uses her to try to get money, and he uses her as a shield against criticism. It is utterly disgusting. I recently lost my mother too, and I know the pain of losing a parent. In fact, I've lost both of my parents. I'm not someone who is unaware of how that feels, but seeing Gerard use his mother's death as a weapon and a shield is messed up on so many levels that it makes me feel nauseous. He brings her up again multiple times in this video, and every single time it was completely unnecessary, it was completely inappropriate and manipulative.
Yo, thank you for being a new challenger! Put in the quarter in. What are you gonna fight me with? What character? Put your fetches up. And let's get to it. I'm ready for the challenge. Who are you gonna fight? Alright, choose your fighter. Look. I got your characters right here. So I'm doing this Streamer Awards coloring page right now. So we got Cinna, Tyler, right here. We got Tyler 1, Espen, Kaisenat, Miskiv, and Peppo with a stick. All right. Oh, you want more? You want more to choose from? Zone. All right, here we go. And then we go to the game. We got exactly. So we're getting there, but I mean, by saying that, even at the best that becomes part of our story, ultimately makes us the people who we are as people. That says a lot about the Completionist. Have you heard about the Completionist controversy? The charity. We're gonna finish the story in 5 more minutes on this video, and yeah, that's actually true now.
With all
For
of this
him.
being said, there was one thing I did get wrong. I said the tax filings weren't signed. In saying that, however, these filings don't seem to be done properly, and they aren't even signed, which is definitely a legal requirement.
The foundation files all their taxes electronically, which does not require a physical signature on the actual forms. Only e-file authorization forms that are sent from a certified public accountant for electronic signature. Not only is this legal, but it is the industry standard for filing taxes here in the United States.
It pains me to say this, but I was incorrect. The forms were signed. This was a throwaway line that was poorly researched, and I shouldn't have said it. It meant nothing, it affected nothing, and I based none of my claims on this fact. Still, I owe everyone, and especially Gerard, an apology. So Gerard, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry that when discussing your multiple examples of committing charity fraud, I said the open-hand tax filings weren't signed. Most of Gerard's video is him going over information unrelated to me, my videos, or my claims. He hardly addresses my concerns about the golf charity event money, essentially saying, we didn't take the money, trust me bro. He provides no bank statements, no accounting, nothing. Apparently,
Oh
I just have
my
to take this proven
God.
liar at his word, which unfortunately I'm not willing to do. And what he does say doesn't even make sense. Listen to this.
Finally,
Trust me, bro.
pledges and donations are not always collected at the same time of the event. It might take a few months to receive the funds, often rolling them into the following year's income. As for what the costs are to run an event like this, there are event organizers, venue expenses, crafts and catering, event dinners, support staff, production equipment, rentals, event branded merchandise, security, insurance, and more. Smaller events have smaller costs.
You alright?
Foundations
I get
scale
that.
events,
Yeah.
expenses increase proportionally.
He says donations from the golf tournaments carry across into the next year, but that doesn't happen. The money doesn't appear in any of the later years. For example, in 2022, Indieland raised over $100,000 according to the lead director of Indieland, Michael Barrity. I think this figure is especially trustworthy given that it's not coming from Gerard or anyone in his family. Jamie Lee Curtis also gave Openhand $25,000. Just those two sources alone is already way over the amount of revenue that Openhand declared for that year, which was just $117,000. The golf money is gone. And what's even crazier is that despite Openhand not getting any of that golf money, they still took money from other donations to pay for the golf event.
That's so weird, bro. Like I even said, I think the dad. No, not dad. Sorry, I should not say that. I apologize. I think something in the family is like cooking the books wrong or something. I follow Karl Muda anyways, so I saw it dropped and I didn't really know who the commission is, but I have better idea now. I don't know what to make of the situation. In the end, the money went to the charity. I feel like it's a dude who had good intentions but didn't know what he was doing was potentially led astray. Well, here's the thing. I haven't seen this one. Yeah, so here's the thing. Everyone says him donating the money is the good thing, right? Obviously, right? But the bad thing that's kind of, or the weird thing that's happening is like where they could have like proven it with their records, but he hasn't done that. When in his response, he just put definitions of certain things, how like what the certain definitions actually mean, right? In terms of taxing and stuff like that. But the numbers, that's what people wanted, like because this is a charity thing, right? So they're supposed to be public, and so the numbers don't add up. From the golfing event, from the Indieland, from the bits, donations, stuff like all that kind of stuff. There's money missing, pretty much, right? He did say they used some of the money for the cause of the charity events, right? Which is not a bad thing, but throughout all this time early in this video, it was proven that he said bits, donations, super chats, all the kind of stuff go straight to the charity. We don't take any of it. That's his dumbass. Like he was the. I'm just gonna say he was a goddamn dumbass for saying that. Because he shouldn't have said that. Yeah, he had that on flyers too as well. He was like, so whoever running the event, whose idea was to do that, it's a dumbass, and he was a dumbass for complying with it and doing that. That's really bad wording, right? Everybody already knows charities events cost money. Everybody knows this. This is not a shocking thing where people have to get paid for the time, but to raise charity. This is a normal thing. This is not a crazy thing. But he said it really bad of his wording. And now they're talking about the gold funding race, gold fundraiser expenses now too as well. So it's like he may not have not done embezzlement, fraud, or anything like that, right? He may not be the guilty one too. That's what I'm trying to say. He may not be the guilty guy. He's just coming out the guilty guy. Oh shit! Because he is the face of like he's an influencer. He's the face of the indie land. He's this and that, right? So that's why everybody's attacking him and not maybe the person who actually is responsible. I'm just saying because like this is so weird. Somebody is cooking the books wrong. Somebody tax filed it wrong. Somebody probably stealing. I don't want to make that allegation or anything like that, but I'm just saying it's just so weird. It could have been resolved so easily, but it's just getting worse and worse and worse for some of the stupidest reasons ever. Right? And it's like it's just so weird, man. It's so bad. And that's why nobody and the recordings, even in this new recording, this video, he only talks about himself. Oh, it's gonna make me look bad. That's all he's talking about. Me. And I gotta say, I agree with Karl. He's using his moms to guilt trip people to like kind of forgive him. That's sad. That's messed up. That's not okay. At this point, it seems like that because oh man, it's just really weird and frustrating, man. It's just like I don't understand. Like this could have been all over it, and that's like my main thing. It's like this is one of the easiest avoidable things ever in my goddamn life that I've seen online, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I'm literally on part freaking 6 about this guy already, man. It's insane. I know about the completions before this, but I'm just like I call him the guy now, right? What's that joke? He completed his career now. It's like, oh my god.
Ignores this completely and just tries to confuse everyone. He provides an audit from 2014, a year that no one cares about. He breaks down income and expenses from 2023, another year that no one cares about because we don't even have the tax filings yet. Almost everything in the video is completely void of purpose and is a huge waste of time. I'm not sure if Gerard is either too stupid to understand what we said or if he is intentionally being stupid in order to make this as confusing as possible. At the end of the video, Gerard gets angry, puffs out his chest, and attempts to scare me.
Yes, he does.
My family and I are in serious conversations with our legal teams regarding next steps, as the allegations that have been made with complete disregard for the truth of the matter. These allegations were made by individuals who self-admittedly aren't even financial or legal professionals. These allegations are slanderous.
This is the worst thing you could have done, especially as a content creator, as a sensitive topic like this. This is one of the worst things you could have done. You could have done. If you wanted to sue, that's fine. You have every legal right to do that. You should have done that behind the scenes. But because you put it on the video, you're gonna get clowned on. You're gonna get clowned on, dude.
And we believe we're done with selfish intent.
What a pathetic bitch. The guy who lied to his fans for years, taking hundreds of thousands of dollars of their money by misleading them. The guy who kept donations for a decade and only donated because he got caught. The guy who spent donations on himself. The guy who abused the trust of his friends and dragged them into this. The guy who jeopardized the financial security of
because of charity, yeah.
Because of his sheer stupidity.
Yeah. People are allowed to talk about his charity because it's a public charity. It has to be public to trust charities, right? You can't hide anything. Honestly, don't get me wrong. There's obviously corrupt charities here and there. You know, that's the bad one of the sucky things that is true. But like this guy, oh my god, yeah, he's a pathetic bitch. He's a pathetic bitch at this point.
And greed has the gall to threaten legal action. What an absolute buffoon. If Gerard or his family are stupid enough to go after me, I wish them the best of luck. The actions of Gerard are not the actions of a nice guy. He lies chronically, he has no respect for the property of his fans, he is manipulative, he disrespects his own mother who cannot speak for herself by constantly dragging her into this, he takes no responsibility for what he did, he blames everyone else for being too stupid and easily misled, and he attacks those that rightfully call him out for his shortcomings. And it seems like some of Gerard's friends don't mind if he commits a bit of charity.
Let's see. Gerard's a good person. He doesn't deserve the punishment he received for his mistakes. Look, I always say this with big content creators, big content creators, they will almost always have fans, no matter what they do. That is 100% true. That I truly feel that you could do some of the worst things ever in content creating or like this, whatever. If you're a big content creator, influencer, you will always have fans. That is something that it would just always be there, because you've seen some of the content creators, they've done some of the worst things ever, right? And they get forgiven, and they still watch this content, right? Like Ice Poseidon, right? He scammed his people for 30,000 or something like that, right? And he's back doing content. It's on Kick, but he's like, nobody cares, right? That's how it is. That's how it goes. If you're big enough, you will always have a fan base. So I'm not surprised about these people defending it. What was the one in the previous one? Very thorough job explaining why the accusations were wrong. Sucks to live in a world where everyone automatically says you're guilty while evidence or rebuttal. Well, this is rebuttal right now. I hope he sues the content creators that he sent their mobs after him. Much love, Gerard. Yeah. Yeah, we'll always have haters too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
Charity
Of course.
fraud here or there either.
That's
They
true.
don't mind if he steals and lies and threatens life-changing legal action.
Hardest part of this whole thing was watching people rip apart the character of someone I've been close with for the past decade, knowing full well he's very bit genuine as he appears. He doesn't play his character online. He's exactly the same in real life, except even more tired.
When he's the one at fault,
What?
they don't mind if Gerard
Gerard pulling it up with full receipts, which the receipts were not receipts. There was 2 letters that actually did help, right? 2 letters. The rest of like the links and stuff were just mostly definitions of what they actually meant or something like that for taxes and stuff like that, which didn't really help his case because people wanted bank statements, especially for the golf and the inland. That's what people wanted. It's not this. What there were not full receipts. With a legal hitback, it's pretty much exactly what I expected. It's almost like drama YouTubers are just ETMZ, like I've been saying.
takes objectively immoral action against others as long as he's pleasant and friendly to them. Because at the end of the day, as long as Gerard's nice to them, that's all they care about. That's where their moral compass leads them, directly back to themselves. And that's why if I damage Gerard, I damage them, and they hate me for it. At the end of the day, this isn't just about Gerard. This is about raising awareness that these types of people exist. There are people out there who don't care if people lie. They don't care if the audience is manipulated and abused, as long as they are within the small group who ultimately benefits. You need to be very weary of those who come with a smile.
not your
because
friend.
they're not always genuine.
That's what Lois said.
You will eventually fall victim. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic...
It is what it is, man. People will defend their streamer, right? To the death. It is what it is. You know? It is what it is. Karl Jobst out here collecting lawsuits from idiots. That's not the rage of a man sticking up for his family. That's the rage of a man who was mad that he got caught. Like I said, this guy, the completionist, is mad because his reputation is like destroyed. Like he even literally early in this video, which I will put the link on my reaction, but if you guys want the link right now, I'll give it to you guys. He even said earlier in this video, like, oh, because now that I'm gonna donate, it's gonna make me look bad. It's gonna make me this, and that. Like me. Like literally, this proves more of like the. So there is a full hour long audio file that it's not been released for obvious reasons because Gerard needs to approve it too because the part of it. So they'll be adding like snippets here and there, and from Summer and Gamers to Jobst releasing more of the audio. Bro, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, I love that Karl apologized for getting one line wrong in the accusation was more genuine than Gerard apologizing for stealing charity money for years. What a shit show. Carl, you are even a trusted professional accountant. How dare you use common sense and apply logic to personal statements to determine if they're lying? How dare you ensure 600K is sent to actual cause is meant for? How dare you be such a good example of an honest care individual? It's just, it's pretty sad, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, how? Okay, at this point, how much dislike is this video? It's been like what, almost a week now? No, it's been a couple days actually. It's been it's 5 days. Okay, so it's 51K dislikes and 90K likes. It's a goddamn lightsaber. All right. When you see a lightsaber, it's not a good thing. Okay, it's not a good thing. I'm so sorry, you're all idiots for believing my obvious lies. Oh yeah, well, look at this. All these are just not. They're just definitions of what they are. That's it. The autopsy report was one of the weirdest things to add. Honestly, personally, you did not do that. This right here was okay. This is appreciated, right? The IRS 501. And this is just This is just a definition thing. And this is like letters, e-file and stuff like that. So not everything was complete useless to be fair. But holy hell, man, it's just a lot of it's just definition, not really proving this point. Yeah, he's done. I don't think. Yeah, no, he said he's no longer doing it. Okay, I don't remember exactly his wording, so don't take this to like legit thing. I think he said he's no longer doing Indian as a charity, but he's doing Indian as just an event of some kind. Or what he wants to do, or something like that. I could be wrong. Guys. But I think that's what he said, or at least what he wants to do. He doesn't want Indian to completely go to waste or whatever. But yeah, I recommend watching this video, just like the other video, to get full context. Watch his response from beginning to end. Just because if you don't like this guy, you should not skim the video and just hate on him for no reason. All right? If you're gonna hate, right, as a human being, at least watch the response video and give them benefit of the doubt of some kind at least. And that's the fairest thing you could do, is to watch the full context from each side, not just take one side. Never take just one side blindly. That you should never do that at all. That's how we get into a lot of these conflicts. All right. So watch this video, and if you want to do all that, like spend time on that, or watch my reactions, and kind of go from there. All right, guys, kind of go from there. But that's about it for this. Like, it's just like it's not done yet, but we're getting close to the end, because the 2023 filings will be happening very soon. I'm pretty sure the completion is probably gonna do a response. That's a big maybe still, but there's still gonna be at least 1 or 2 videos left of this thing that's gonna happen. It's gonna go on for another 3 or 4 months of like waiting time kind of thing, because the tax filings. People are gonna wait. Like I'm telling you, people are gonna wait for the 2023 tax filings. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're gonna wait when that tax filings are, because they're public, by the way. This is charity public filings, by the way. This is not personal filings. This is charity, right? So people are gonna wait for those, and they're gonna make their what do you call it? They are gonna make officially. They're gonna make their decision around that time, pretty much. And then, I don't know about the lawsuit. That right there is a whole can of worms that I'm telling you, this could last for a year or more. It could happen, but hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully nobody goes to jail. And yeah, nobody trusts him doing charity events anymore. This is part 6, because it's for 2 people. Hopefully it is almost done. We can move on from this. But hopefully you guys enjoy the content and my stupid commentary. Enjoy the artwork. Hopefully this gets accepted to the Streamer Awards 2024, guys. If you guys like it, follow, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'm ending the video right now.